because I'm outside of the Matrix, Dave.
Where
Zion. Have you not seen the movie? I'm in Zion. I come in and out of the Matrix.
Like I said, I'm a fan, man. I love the guy.
It's great. It's perfect for his persona. It's perfect.
Yeah, he's got a lot of good points, man.
Hey, this is Matt Cox, and I'm here with John Boseak, and we are going to be doing a video on Andrew Tate, and the video is FU money. And yeah, so we're gonna check. So anyway, I know what it is. Also, do me a favor, and if you like the video, if you like the channel, if you like any of the videos, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to blow this thing up to 100,000 subscribers. Also, I would like you to leave me a comment and share the video if you like the video. And the other thing is, I have a Patreon account, which really helps me out. I have 3 tiers. Do me a favor, if you want to support the channel, go to Patreon, sign up. Any little bit helps, and I do appreciate it. So with that said, check this out.
What is fuck you money? What's fuck you money? I asked Damon John that question. What do you need in the bank to say is fuck you money?
You need a lot more than money to say fuck you money. That's the whole thing about it, right? Because fuck you money in and of itself isn't a real concept.
300
I mean, it's enough, but you know, but having fuck you money is not enough. I have a fuck you. You have to have a fuck you life. You can't just have fuck you money. You can't just
look at the gargoyle.
Yeah. Did you see her one eye? Her one eye was kind of
like on the run.
Yeah.
During COVID, Americans, English people, whatever, were all stuck in their houses because they couldn't fly because of X rule. Well, if you have 10 passports, well, then you're not American on that day.
One of the things that he mentioned is the like getting money out of the bank, right? Yeah. Like, you know, when I had to go on the run,
yeah.
I had like a day and a half. So we've got $1 million or so worth of property, at least a couple $1 million worth of property, just vacant property. We've got probably $1 million, let's say, in the bank, in various bank accounts. I was only able to get out 80 grand in cash. Like, that was it. That was all the money I could get out. I literally had about an hour. When I found out, it was like 4 o'clock. The banks are closing in an hour. So I had 1 hour to run around and start giving people checks to go cash. And then the next day, I gave more people checks to cash. By the end of Friday, it was then Friday. So then I had the weekend to run up my credit cards and just take off on the run. So in that hour, that 1 day workday, Friday, and 1 extra hour, I was able to get only $80,000. Like, so I get him saying like, okay, tomorrow you had to come up with money. Fuck, if your money's all in the bank, like, and even what I did when I got out that money, it was still, can you cash $7,000? Can you cash $5,000? Can you go cash $9,000? Can you, like, I still couldn't walk in the bank and say, hey, can I get $100,000? Because typically you have to order those funds. They'll be like, yeah, you can get that on Thursday of next week. Well, by then I'll be in handcuffs, so I can't do that.
Yeah.
So I had to run around. So I get that. And the other thing I get is, like, how many times has some guy mouthed off to the federal government or talked shit, and within 6 months to a year they're indicted for something because everybody's doing
the
something.
IRS just decided to finally look into their finances and audit them for the past 10 fucking years.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everybody's doing something wrong. I think it's there's a felony a day, where there's that book that says that everybody breaks at least commits 1 felony a day. It could be as stupid as, like, my mother used to do this. She used to have the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the little days of the week in a little plastic, you know, they sell them. And she would take her pills out at the end of the week, the beginning of the week. She would take all of her pills and put one. Okay, I take one of these and one of these, and she would put those in each one of those containers, and she'd close it up. She's committed a felony because you're supposed to have your pills in the actual prescription bottle, and the moment you take them out and you put them in a baggie or some other things, or you mix them with other, you've committed a felony. So technically she's committing a felony every single day. There's all these little tiny things that people do that are felonies that they don't realize.
Right.
And so if you start mouthing off about the government enough,
they'll find something on you.
They're gonna find something.
Everybody, yeah.
Especially in the U.S. That's like, but he's in Romania.
That's by design, yeah.
Right, he's in Romania, and I like the whole different passports type of thing. So he's right. Yeah, you got to be able to bug out if it comes to it. So that totally makes sense. I'm gonna go ahead and. Hey, if you guys didn't know, I do paintings, and If you're interested in a painting, I'm going to leave my contact information in the description beneath the video. Back to the video.
I'd turn up to countries and they say you're not allowed because you're English. I'd say, okay, well then I'm Estonian. Estonians are allowed. Okay, I'm Romanian. Romanians are allowed in. Same guy, different passport. Because, and I am a fan of you, Dave, and I like the things you say, by the way, but just you to understand that the paradigms that you view the world in are completely and utterly different because you still believe in the idea of a law-abiding citizen. Because
by the way, I don't believe what you just. I don't. A lot of respects, trust the government, all that stuff.
Look at Nancy Pelosi. Her husband just bought, what is it, $6 or $8 or $10 million of some tech company that that she just put in a bill saying, I support this bill for all this money for this tech company, and then her husband goes and buys like $6 or $10 million insider trading
all day long.
And he does it all the time.
Oh well, listen. He just got a fucking DUI. He hit somebody in his Porsche and got a DUI and got arrested. Do you think he's gonna fucking? Anything's gonna come of that? No,
I think he could run over a pedestrian and they would escort him home.
Yeah, just look like Caitlyn Jenner did. Fucking murdered somebody out there in Malibu with a fucking giant SUV and nothing happened.
Look at what's that? Liz, there's a TikTok I saw the other day where this sheriff's deputy pulled over the sheriff. He was speeding.
Oh yeah.
Pulled over, walked up, and he goes, license and registration. He goes, I'm the sheriff. And he goes, no, I understand. You were going 37 and a 25. And he goes, and he just looked at, and so he goes, I'm not giving you my license. I'm the sheriff. He said, and the guy was like, and you could tell the guy was like, oh, well, I'm like, he knew he knew it. He said, I know you're the sheriff. He's like, but you were going this, like the guy was actually, he was obviously new and didn't realize you don't give the sheriff, like he's above the law. He thinks he's above the law, and he is above the law because he's running fucking things. It's not right, but that's clearly how he feels. And this kid's new, and he's like, okay. So he goes to leave. The sheriff then gets out of his fucking thing. He's like, that's my ID. Listen, I'm the sheriff. And like, just talks to him like it's a dog, gets in the car, and then leaves. Like, the guy's just a complete fucking piece of shit. Nothing happens.
Yeah.
That there are some people that they just end up being above the law.
Yeah, I read a story about a cop who ran a red light or something like that while he was driving. He quietly gave himself a ticket, filed it, paid it, and never said anything to anybody.
Really?
Yeah.
Why can't we have those guys running things? Like, those guys almost don't exist.
I know.
So fucking sad.
You're a peon you're a slave inside of the Matrix still. People may look at me and say, why does he live in an obscure Eastern European country with his own private army? Why does he need so many citizenships, etc.? Because I can get on my private jet and disappear.
But some of it, I agree with what you're saying.
Because I'm outside of the Matrix, Dave.
Where's
Zion? Have you not seen the movie? I'm in Zion. I come in and out of the Matrix.
Are you like a paranoid guy? Do you think that there are people after you? Like, why do you need to? Are you ever going to?
First, he's got money. He lives in Romania. Yeah, there's people after him.
Paranoid, because firstly, everyone calls you paranoid until the day you're prepared.
You know what I like about this Dave Portnoy interview with fucking Andrew Tate is he's not fucking sucking his dick like every fucking other podcast he's been on.
Oh yeah, okay.
He's everything he said. He's challenging. He's like, okay. He's calling bullshit on everything. He's approaching it from like a nonsensical fucking viewpoint. He's not pandering to his fucking, you're the man, fucking tell him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like every other interview I've seen that he's been on, they're just kind of laughing at him and like egging him on and fucking, but this interview's like, okay, like fucking, this is kind of, and you're seeing that third wall kind of fall a little bit on Andrew Tate. Like, you know what I mean? Like that persona is starting to a little bit break down a little bit, and he kind of like laughs and, makes fun of himself.
Yeah.
This is like one of the first interviews I've seen. Like
yeah. I like the one where he's got the girls he's talking to the girls who, you know the one I'm talking about, where it's him and he's talking to, there's a bunch of girls that are there and they're like, there's that's him at his
like a
best.
bunch of strippers.
No, that's not this.
Yeah.
That's him at his best.
Yeah, well he's in his full character.
He's in his full character.
He's in full character.
Right.
Yeah.
This one, I see that. And this guy is very much a kind of an average guy.
Yes.
Yeah. So, all right, I'll keep going. Hold on.
To go back to the original question, as a professional, I'm answering the original question. The question was fuck you money. Well, if you're going to talk about fuck you money, then fuck you money to me sounds like freedom. And freedom requires you to be beyond the jurisdiction of a single government.
But it does depend who you are. There's plenty of people who've gotten away with things in America. It's like, how the fuck did they get
but the
away?
question is,
so this is the exact point. Every single system All of them are corrupt. Why would you allow yourself to live in a society where you know others get to be corrupt and you can't? Why would you do that?
Do you like having going to sleep knowing there's 20 armed guards? Like that's the part I
sleep
can't.
better.
I think what's so bad for like anybody who's, let's say, for the liberal podcasters or interviewers, when they interview someone like this guy or they interview someone like Jordan Peterson, is that they're so sharp. Like it's even with him, it sounds like it's coming from a place of just of him just reacting, and this is just how I feel. But it's not, and the problem is that it's hard to confuse him because he's a sharp guy and he can articulate his arguments, and as a result of that, they start to make sense, and then it breaks down right away. Like then suddenly, like they don't want to talk to him anymore. I always love those things where they stop and they'll talk to some expert, and the guy just starts talking circles around them, like they just can't, like their whole agenda, like the whole liberal agenda of some 22-year-old college student just breaks down completely, and they don't know what to do, and all they can do is so suddenly it turns into
they just start screaming insults or talking over you, not letting you talk.
You're a racist, or start calling you names. Like, but why are you saying that? Because you are. What have I said that's racist? Well, they just get all flustered, and it's like, stop it. If you cannot articulate your argument, then your argument isn't sound. So, and he's very good at explaining what his points of view are. So,
I said, I'm a fan, man. I love the guy. I think I think there is some kind of act that he puts on. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's
it's great. It's perfect for his persona. It's perfect.
Yeah. So like I said, he's got a lot of good points, man.
Everybody, I think most people, most podcasters or personalities or whatever, put on to a certain extent an act. Yeah. Like I've mentioned before, like people will contact me and they'll say stuff about you. Like, he seems like a cool guy. He seems like this. And I'm always like, the worst thing about him is that he's cooler off camera. You know what I'm saying? You try and maintain a certain demeanor on camera, when off camera, like you're not silly on camera. Off camera, to me, you're funnier, you're more silly, you're more willing to laugh and joke with me and joke about yourself than you are on camera. On camera, you have a little bit, not much, but you have a little bit of a governor on you. And I think, Danny is on concrete. He's almost identical to himself.
Yeah. Oh no, there's no act there.
No. That's just it. This guy, same thing with Wes Watson. It's got to be somewhat of an act. This guy, he's got a little bit of an act. Not that I doubt that he doesn't believe every single thing he says. And there's, even with me, there's certain things that, like, I might talk to you off camera and say, yeah, well, this is how I feel, but I wouldn't say it on camera. Like, there's certain things I typically don't discuss, like politics, and religion. There's just certain things that I think I just don't want to alienate anybody. Specifically, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. I appreciate you watching. Do me a favor and subscribe. Hit me up in the comment section. Check out my Patreon. Send me an email. Check out John Bosiak's channel, Bosiak Conundrum.
Please.
And if you like the video, share it, subscribe, hit the bell, and I will see you.